Are you having doubts whom to choose and you want to know which criteria to look for in your future husband? Then this video is for you. Hare Krishna, Mohini Madhavi here. For last 19 years I'm in ISKCON and 10 years in marriage life. I want to share with you my experience and my knowledge with you so that you don't do so many mistakes in your marriage life. Now, in this video, I'll give you several criteria to look for in your future husband. The first criteria is attraction. I don't mean the attraction of girl being and the boy. Well, that kind of attractions happen in the movies and very rarely in human life. Or even if that attraction happens, it will be like one-sided. Either man will too much get attracted to the girl, or the girl is so much attracted with the boy. Now, here, when I'm meaning what attraction, what is the level of attraction? When I mean attraction, maybe in the first meeting, you may not like the person so much. I'm telling this video is for girls. Now, boys, if they like in the first meeting the girl, it's a good sign. For girls, if you meet the person first time and you feel you give little bit chance to that guy. Little bit chance, because we girls, we get mature very fast, and our intelligence level, understanding level, maturity level is little bit higher. And when we want to get married, we want to get married to somebody not only beautiful, I mean beauty is secondary. If we look inside our heart, we actually want somebody who is like smart, who is like knows how to care, knows how to talk sweetly to you, knows how to take care of you. Inside, we actually want that kind of person rather than Barbie like beautiful person. If you meet the person, he is normal person, normal, not so much disgusting, not so much like you want to run away from him, but it's a normal person and you don't have so much of feelings for that. But if you give him a chance of like caring for you, talking to you and caring for you and showing his qualities and showing his love towards you, like not love happens later in life, but if he just shows intensity that he wants to be with you, cares for you, asks about you, gives gifts to you and talks to you, helps you, this kind of actions I'm talking about. So when you allow that things happen, then you may start knowing the person, his internal things, then you may start develop attraction. Now, the first thing I told you, that attraction, why we need it. Because yes, we are devotees and we are souls, and this body is just a body, flesh, made of flesh and bone. But in material life, in family life, that thing is actually matters. When we are not so much attracted to that partner, then we may not be satisfied in life, in marriage life. We may always be dissatisfied. But at the same time, unfortunately, there is no men who can fully satisfy you girls. There is one only single man, and that is Krishna. Ultimately, he's that same single person. He's gonna satisfy you fully for 100%, but not this ordinary human beings, human boys. When I mean attraction, some attraction, so that you don't have disgust. You just give him a chance. Once you know his internal, how he talks, how he behaves, then you may start liking that person. Now, the second criteria is the health, both bodily and mental. Some people sacrifice and go for physically unhealthy person. It's a very difficult karma. Actually, it's very difficult. If you can manage it, go for it. But usually it's better not to take about that much difficult karma on your head. To marry somebody who is physically not so healthy, person doesn't have leg, or person is blind, or that karma, it will be very tough, and if you can handle it, you can go for it. But usually it's better not to accept that karma. Gandhari did it. Gandhari's husband was blind from birth, but she was an athletic. She used to do so many austerities, and she herself closed her eyes and became a blind person. So if you're that kind of strong, and you can go for it. But other than that, it's very tough and difficult life if you accept the physically not so healthy person. Also, you need to pay attention for the mental health. Some people may be healthy in the bodily sense. You need to find out if he has mental problems as well. I remember in our community back then, there was a Prabhuji who used to be good devotee, nice devotee, but he had some kind of mental disease. Unfortunately, it was like generational disease. His mother had, mother's father had. It used to come from the generation, and that is like once a month they get so much mentally aggravated and they start behaving like a mad person. So that kind of mental sickness, you need to find out if that person really have it or not. Better not to go with that person if he has it, because it's again will be karma you are taking on your shoulder. It's so difficult. You may tolerate your husband, but then your generation, like your kids, will also grab that health issue. Now, the third thing is the spiritual background. Again, you may be in the Madhyama level, and then Madhyama level, what it means? That means you respect other religious people. You respect Christians, you respect Muslims, and you accept them and let them practice whatever they want. When kids take birth in that family, difficulties will start, because father will say, let's make him a Muslim, and you love your kid, then you want him to go to your temple, and then you fight with him, let's not. Then other kid, father says, let him eat meat, and you're like, why I married you, different religious person. So things can happen, things can be successful, but ideally it's better if you go with a person who is in the same spiritual community like yourself. Otherwise, you need to accept the difficulties and challenges which are gonna come into your life. Now, there may be exceptions, girls who are very strong and they know they're gonna manage it, they can go for it. Now, the fourth thing is the habits. Fourth thing for boys, I would have said desires. For girls, right? If you wanna marry a girl, know her desires. Are you able to handle those desires? For example, before marriage, I told my husband, I just need 3 steps of land where I can lie down when I feel tired, and I need just 2 saris to extend it. But then he was very happy and he got married. But then after that, actually my desires were not like that. They were triple in size, or like 10 times more than whatever I told to my husband, unfortunately. But he could handle it. For boys, I would have said, look into the girl's desires. If she wants like diamonds, if she wants so many things, Tesla, and then latest Tesla, and then. But for girls, I would have said, look into his habits. There are so many different types of men who actually go and work so hard in their jobs, and they get so much tired and depressed. So to relieve that depression, they do different types of things, and they turned into their habits. For example, some come and eat. So if you can tolerate that habit of eating, and you can cook so much and satisfy, you can adjust with that. Other boys will be using smoking. Some others will be drinking. Of course, devotees won't do that. Unfortunately, there are so many of you girls who are not finding devotee husbands, so you may be considering somebody outside as well. That's why I'm telling these things. Some men may go into watching movies and be all the time in the screen when they're free. So if you can handle that one, then go for it. There's some even bad, like I wouldn't just not go with that. That is called like girl hunter. They just wanna be with so many girls when they're so much in stress. I would have just not considered that option. The fifth thing, oh my goodness, this caste culture. In India, when now I understand why in India parents look so much into caste. You know that Brahmana means marry a Brahmana, Kshatriya means marry a Kshatriya, and no foreigner. You know that foreigners are, so actually in some way they're so right, because I'm from Turkmenistan, which is a different country. Of course, it's not America, where culture is completely different than India, but Turkmenistan closer to India. It's not so far, and traditions are also similar. Still, when I married an Indian person who is from the south, the main important and different thing was the language, first of all. Though he may speak in English with me, when we visit his friends and his home country, hometown, all of them speak in Tamil, which I don't understand. Then what I used to do, I just do my work and I don't understand. And when they little bit shout among each other, I think like they're blaming me and then get into depression. So that was the one thing. Other thing is, for last 10 years, I'm cooking dosa, chutney, sambar, idli, rice, banana sabji with coconut. Everything I'm cooking, and I'm also eating. And now I just miss my Jeen food, which is my lovely manti made of pumpkin, and I just miss my cultural food. That may be something materialistic, but in the long run, I feel like that is one of the difficult things when you marry somebody outside of your caste or outside of your country. When you get married, you may consider these things. If you can manage this kind of differences and if you can accommodate these kind of difficulties. And later, the 6 and 7 and 8s and all this other tips are like looking at their financial state, which is important, right? You don't want to sleep in the street, or you don't want the girl, when she's pregnant and giving birth to a child, she's going to work. You don't want giving birth on the road, right? So you need to look at the financial state, his family members. Are they gonna stay with you after marriage? How is your mother-in-law? How is your father-in-law? And where you're gonna live? What is his plans for future? How about children? Does he want children? How many? All these things, criterias, and of course astrological matching, all these things come, and you need to look those things as well. Now, if you want to know how to find a person to use these criterias on him, I have a video there. You can watch that. Hare Krishna.